I never thought I'd be the kind of man who ends a relationship over a single night, but sometimes betrayal isn't about what someone did. It's about what they chose not to tell you. I'm 30, my girlfriend's ex-girlfriend, I guess, is 28. For 2 years, I thought I knew her better than anyone else. We shared everything, or so I believed. That illusion shattered the moment I found out she had gone to confront her ex-boyfriend. Not because of the confrontation itself, but because she chose to hide it from me. It started with a strange feeling. She came home one evening later than usual, her face pale, her energy unsettled. When I asked where she had been, she gave me a vague answer, something about running into an old friend, needing to clear her head. The words slipped too easily from her lips, but her eyes betrayed her. They avoided mine. That night, I couldn't sleep. Something gnawed at me. And when I finally checked her phone the next morning, a line I never thought I'd cross, I found the truth. A string of messages to her ex, arranging a meeting. The place, the time, everything spelled out. And then the part that cut deepest: don't tell my name. He wouldn't understand. She wasn't wrong. I didn't understand. When I confronted her, she crumbled. Tears, apologies, explanations about how she just wanted closure, how her ex had wronged her in ways she never shared, and she needed to face him alone. She swore nothing romantic happened, that it wasn't betrayal in the way I was imagining. But what she didn't grasp was that the betrayal wasn't in the meeting, it was in the secrecy. In the way she made a decision for both of us without ever giving me the chance to stand by her. So I broke up with her. I told her trust, once fractured, doesn't heal with apologies. She begged for another chance, said I was throwing away something good over a mistake. But I couldn't shake the image of her typing those words, "Don't tell him. He wouldn't understand." Now, weeks later, she's back. She's asking me to sit down, to listen, to let her explain everything I didn't give her time to say before. She wants a second chance, to prove that what she did wasn't the end of us. And the question burning in my chest is this: do I owe her that chance? Or has the betrayal already written the ending of our story? When she first texted me, "Please, can we talk?" I almost ignored it. My thumb hovered over the screen, ready to delete the message and block her number for good. But something inside me hesitated. Maybe it was curiosity. Maybe it was the faint echo of love I still felt, despite everything. So I agreed to meet. Neutral ground. A cafe near the river, bright enough that I wouldn't feel trapped, public enough that emotions couldn't spiral out of control. She was already there when I arrived, sitting at a corner table, twisting her fingers nervously around her cup. She looked smaller somehow, like the weight of everything had pressed down on her. When her eyes met mine, they filled with something between guilt and desperation. "Thank you for coming," she whispered. I sat down, keeping my posture rigid. "I'm only here to listen. Nothing more." She nodded, swallowed hard, and began. "I know I broke your trust. I know hiding it was wrong. But I need you to understand why I did it. My ex, he wasn't just an ex. He hurt me, not physically, but emotionally, mentally. He lied, manipulated, made me feel worthless for years. I never told you because I didn't want to seem broken. I didn't want you to see me the way he did." Her voice cracked, and for a moment I saw the pain behind her words, raw and unfiltered. "I only met him," she continued, "because he reached out. He sent me a message saying he wanted to apologize, to clear the air. I thought if I ignored him, it would haunt me. But if I faced him, maybe I could close that chapter forever. I didn't tell you because I was afraid you'd think I still cared, that you'd see it as betrayal before I could even explain." I leaned back in my chair, arms crossed. "You could have trusted me enough to tell me the truth. Instead, you trusted him with your time, with your presence, and not me." Her eyes brimmed with tears. "I know, and that's the mistake you'll regret for the rest of my life. But I swear to you, nothing happened. I didn't go there to rekindle anything. I went there to end it for myself, for us. And when it was over, I wanted to come back to you and never mention his name again." The words hung in the air, heavy, aching. I searched her face, looking for cracks, for the slightest sign of manipulation. All I saw was sincerity, or the kind of sincerity that could still be hiding something. Then she added something that caught me off guard. He said things about you, she whispered. He knew details, things I never told him. That's when I realized why I didn't want to involve you. He had been watching me, watching us. I think he wanted to hurt me again, and by extension, you. Meeting him wasn't just closure, it was me trying to protect you. I blinked. Protect me? By keeping me in the dark. Yes, she said firmly, a spark of defiance breaking through her tears. Because if you knew, you would have wanted to come with me, and he would have used that against us. For the first time since this whole mess began, I felt a flicker of doubt, not about her guilt, but about the narrative it built in my head. Could it be true? Had she been reckless out of fear, not malice? Had I walked away too quickly? But then came the second flicker, anger. Because even if her intentions were pure, the execution was betrayal. Love isn't about shielding each other from the truth. It's about facing it together. I finished my coffee in silence, my mind torn into directions. She reached across the table, her hand trembling. All I'm asking, she whispered, is for a second chance. Let me prove that I choose you. That I've always chosen you. I stared at her hand, then at her face, then at the exit. And in that moment, I realized the cruelest part of betrayal. Sometimes, even when you understand why it happened, the scar it leaves is too deep to heal. I stood up. She flinched, hope draining from her expression. I don't know if I can ever trust you again, I said quietly, but I'll think about it. Her eyes filled with tears again, but she nodded. That's all I can ask. As I walked away, the conflict inside me burned hotter than ever. Was I walking away from the love of my life or protecting myself from repeating the same pain again? Only time would tell. The following weeks were strange. I tried to carry on as though nothing had happened, but her words kept circling in my head. The idea that her ex had been watching us, collecting information, gnawed at me. At first, I dismissed it as a desperate excuse, but then little things started to happen. I noticed the same car parked across from my apartment 2 nights in a row. A black sedan with tinted windows. When I walked closer, it would pull away slowly, as though it had just finished some casual errand. My social media accounts started getting weird login attempts from unknown locations. My phone rang at odd hours, only for the call to cut as soon as I answered. At first, I thought I was paranoid, but the unease grew, especially after she reached out again. Please, she begged over the phone, her voice shaky. I didn't tell you everything. He didn't just apologize when we met. He threatened me. He said if I stayed with you, he'd make sure we both regretted it. I was scared. That's why I tried to keep you away. Why didn't you tell me earlier? I demanded, pacing my apartment, because I thought I could handle it. I thought if I ignored him, he'd vanish. But he hasn't. He is watching us. I know he is. A chill ran down my spine. Suddenly, the car, the phone calls, the logins, they weren't random anymore. They were pieces of a puzzle I didn't want to see completed. Against my better judgment, I agreed to meet her again. Not at a cafe this time, to public, to predictable. We chose a quiet park near the outskirts of the city where the air smelled of pine and damp earth. When she arrived, I saw the fear in her eyes immediately. She wasn't exaggerating. She was pale, restless, constantly scanning the shadows. He knows things he shouldn't, she whispered, gripping my arm. Like the color of your new jacket or the fact that you fixed your bike last weekend. I never told him any of that. Then how the hell does he know? I asked. She swallowed hard. Because he is closer than you think. He told me he has friends. People who owe him favors. People who can get inside places, break into accounts. He said he could make it look like we were betraying each other even if we weren't. The more she spoke, the more tangled the web became. I wanted to believe she was exaggerating, that this was just paranoia fueled by guilt. But then we both heard it, branches cracking in the distance, deliberate footsteps. I froze. She grabbed my hand. We're not alone, she whispered. A figure emerged from the trees. Tall, broad-shouldered, wearing a dark coat. His face was half hidden by the hood, but his voice was unmistakable. Well, he said, slow and cold, isn't this sweet? The two of you playing house while pretending you're safe. Her grip on my hand tightened until it hurt. Please, she begged, don't do this. He smirked. Oh, I'm not here to hurt you. Not yet. I'm here to remind you both that nothing stays hidden. Secrets, lies, they always come back. And when they do, the cost is higher than you think. He took a step closer, and I instinctively stepped in front of her. My pulse thundered in my ears, but I forced my voice steady. You don't scare me. His smile widened. You should be scared, because I don't even need to touch you to ruin you. I can make her look unfaithful again. I can make you look violent. I can make the world turn against you with just a few keystrokes. That's the beauty of betrayal. It doesn't have to be true to destroy someone. The silence that followed was suffocating. Finally, he turned and melted back into the trees, leaving only his laughter echoing in the dark. She collapsed against me, shaking uncontrollably. Do you see now? This is why I lead. This is why I kept everything from you. I thought if I shouldered it alone, I could protect you. For the first time, I believed her completely. But belief didn't erase the truth. We were both trapped in something far bigger than infidelity. And betrayal, I realized, wasn't just about love anymore. It was about survival.